It's a guaranteed 100x in Kaspa in this bull market. I'm going to make at least 70x in Hello token. How often do I hear people saying this about some particular crypto coins? And I want you to be very, very cautious at this mindset because it's what destroys more people in crypto than anything else. And right now is the beginning of the bull market, potentially, and you have the opportunity, no matter who you are, to make life-changing gains in money. But aiming for these 100x's and whatever is going to absolutely wreck you. And I'm going to explain exactly what you need to be doing and what you need to be very, very cautious of right now in the crypto markets. Hit that like button and let's dive into it. Now, guys, if you've been sat like me throughout the summer, bored as hell because nothing is happening in crypto, then you'll start to have woken up and start to get more excited about what's going on. I've noticed this in my free Telegram, which is linked down below, becoming much more active, with people talking about different coins and speculating, and it's very interesting to see, and there's some great information being shared, don't get me wrong. But if you're now looking at crypto bubbles today, and you're sitting back, swilling your brandy, looking at Kaspa, that's 5.4% up, Solana, nearly 4% up, having had a great day yesterday, and if you're a complete degen, Hex up nearly 9%, well, you now have this change of emotion. And you need to watch yourself like a hawk because it's this change of emotion that is going to be very problematic for you. Now, a lot of coins that people are bringing to my attention in the Telegram and other things like that. Do you think I should buy Optimism or should I buy Hello coin? Because Hello is at least a 50x in this bull market. Or should I be buying Kaspa because it's a guaranteed 100x? Nothing in this life is a guaranteed 100x. And I know that all those Kaspa junkies will be like clicking off this video saying this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Fair enough. But it's because of this. If you go across YouTube, I'm just going to click on this guy here I was looking at earlier, Suppoman. Suppoman has a really, really good channel, by the way. This is not me knocking on this guy, okay? Because he creates some amazing content and he delivers some great calls. Previously, he called Polygon and others and has made monster gains for his community of followers. But there's something else you should look at, guys. When he talks about certain coins, and he shows here 1000x pump coins, he does put a question mark after it, which is very key because that protects him from it when it doesn't do 1000x. And a lot of the other coins he talks about, he talks about the potential for these coins being able to do 100x or 200x or 300x, and he's not wrong. They do potentially have the ability to do that, some of the coins that he talks about. But a lot of people have the blinkers on, and they don't hear it when he says potential. They just hear 100x gains, 1000x gains, buy. But what we'll notice looking into TradingView on some of these charts is that some of these coins that were like really hyped up earlier on this year and have been doing really well, like Hello token, it's currently not really doing a huge amount. It's just kind of been flopping around in here. And yeah, it's going to break out of this pattern at some point. But these sort of smaller, more speculative altcoins have already built up a good bit of hype and excitement, okay? And they've already had a good little run, and they may well see massive growth into the future. And it's fine. Have a little bit of exposure to them. But there's something you should be thinking about. Right now, I'm hedging my bets into more coins which offer, and I don't really want to say guaranteed, but as far as crypto is concerned, I think they're pretty much guaranteed early gains. And they're not going to be massive. They're going to be 4x's, 5x's, maybe if I'm lucky, a 10x. And that's in the coins like Solana, which I've been talking about so much recently, that are going to be doing well early on. And they're doing well because when Bitcoin moves early, the bigger assets that already have the partnerships in place, that have already proved themselves to be battle tested and all that good stuff, are starting to move early as well, which is why we've seen Solana in the last few weeks just doing a 34% move. And you're like, well, what's 34%? That's nothing to get that excited about. I agree. As we look further down the line in bull markets, 34% is nothing. Okay, I get it. But right now, let's say in the first sort of 6 months or so of the bull market is where you really want to be consolidating down, building your kind of bag. You start with your bag and then you kind of maybe chip in a little bit of extra cash you've managed to save from drinking less beers, or, maybe you've gone out and started washing cars or putting up Christmas lights or whatever it is to maybe make a little bit of cash on the side, or you've started a Shopify store or whatever it is, okay? This is a good time right now to be accumulating a bigger bag that you can start to play with later on in the bull market. And why is that? Well, just going back on Solana, it didn't have this massive rally in its bull market until the 19th of July 2021. And this was July 2021 in Bitcoin. Now, from the bottom of the COVID dip to that first high, you saw a 1,300% move in Bitcoin. So let's say you had $1,000 at the start invested in Bitcoin and you took out like $13,000 or $14,000 at the top. Now, obviously, not everyone bought the exact bottom and then sold the exact top. I'm sure a couple of very lucky people did, but it is just luck if they managed to pull it off exactly. Now, let's say with their $14,000, they then speculatively put in $1,000 into Solana. At this point, Solana does an 8x. Now, they've got a $9,000 bag of Solana and they've still got that like 13 grand sat on the side somewhere else. Okay, so now they're at $24,000 potentially, but they'll probably be at much more than that because maybe they've got another couple of speculative plays that have done like 4x's or 5x's or whatever. Now, the biggest problem with like diving into these kind of like hype coins that have caught your attention is that as new coins in the market, they don't tend to see massive accumulation by big institutional type money, which is what was behind basically this driving pump in Solana, until later on in the bull market. Because right now, the big money is investing in a handful of solid assets, of which you would say Bitcoin is one, Ethereum is another, Solana is another, Chainlink is another, and this is when Solana started that massive pump. By which point, in Chainlink, if you've been buying in from that bottom, you would have already seen a 33x. So most people are just looking at bull markets as like a one-phase thing where everything just comes up together and then comes back down together. But it is so wrong. Right now, if we look back at Chainlink, you could say that we're probably in an area like this, okay? Maybe you could say that we're actually in an area like this here. If we're in one or two of these areas, then we want to be looking into the coins, the bigger market cap coins that have already probably seen a bull market, in my opinion, that are going to be able to get us to a point before all the dirty degen gains come slightly later on. And that's because if I've got like $1,000 right now, how do I turn that $1,000 into $10,000 before this kind of filthy altcoin season starts? And that filthy altcoin season is when this sort of stuff happens, where even later in the year, after that Solana pump, you got Gala coming out of nowhere and then banging in this like 40x, or at least as far as Binance was concerned, it was probably even bigger than that before. So if by the point of which Gala starts to rally into doing a 40x, you've managed to turn your $1,000 into like $10,000, then maybe you've chucked $2,000 into this and you've now got 80k in Gala, and now you've got 8k in other things that you may be a bit more safe on, okay? Maybe you've been putting it into like Ethereum or Bitcoin or whatever else. The bull market does not move together. But the problem you may have if you're being bought into these kind of hype and excitement tokens that seem really cool and interesting right now, such as Hello Labs, and I'm not knocking on Hello Labs because I have made videos about it and I do think it is a very cool project, is that these projects may well not see much activity after the bull market kind of gets running. Because more what you're going to see pumping in the earlier stages of the market are the bigger coins, because that's when the bigger money will start to arrive back into the space. The bigger money is accumulating right now, but people entering back into the space are going to be entering into the coins that are already moving and getting exciting, and that's what causes those rallies in the bigger cap coins first. Now, if you subscribe to this channel, I've already showed you this image multiple times, and this shows you that we are currently in like an early stages, in my opinion, of course. Could go and do your own research, not financial advice and all that jazz. And it's showing you right now that we are kind of in an earlier kind of accumulation kind of phase, where you see the bigger money kind of flowing into the kind of the less degenerate spaces first. Well, guys, as someone who is non-technical and is a bit of a degen myself, I understand the draw and excitement behind something like Hello Labs. You can see, first of all, the website, damn cool, okay. Gets me excited. It's basically a token for like TV-fi, kind of like a blockchain version of Netflix. It's got loads of different shows and stuff coming up, which is like a pitching competition for crypto. It's got lots of other stuff. You know, the guy in charge of it used to be involved in Hollywood. There's some exciting stuff. They've got great partnerships, arcade games and all this stuff. It's very easy to comprehend if you're non-technical like myself and you're new to it all. However, what I'm basically saying is if you're going to invest the majority of your portfolio into a coin that's going to do a 50x or guaranteed 100x's, which are not guaranteed by the way, then you're going to miss all that kind of opportunity that's going to happen in the first half of the bull market, where you see the opportunity to see a casual 10 to 20x if you're positioning yourself correctly. Even a 10x, I think, in the early stages is ambitious, but it's just creating you so much more wealth that you can then redistribute into more speculative plays that then you don't really care if they go and fail. If you go and put 100% of your money right now into the likes of Hello Labs, you have a chance that you get very lucky and it does do a massive run. But on that $1,000 to 50x model, then great, you leave with 50k. And don't get me wrong, that's a lot of money if you're starting with 1k. But what if it only does a 20x to the top and you've missed everything? Whereas in my opinion, the only kind of guaranteed gains that you can really sit back and say are fully guaranteed right now would be like Bitcoin, would be Ethereum, would be the likes of Solana. And yeah, there's others that are performing well given that it's early stages in the first bull market. Kaspa, you can see, has had a really good run recently, but I still think it's running into resistance and might struggle to get through this resistance in the shorter term. You got Chainlink, which is seeing a lot of accumulation happening right now from big money, and we're starting to see it challenging the top of this trend that it's been in forever since like May of 2022. And if it breaks from here, I think we could see a fairly sharp, quick move in Chainlink to back to this high here, which would be about 133% gains. Then you can start to breathe again. A lot of people are panicking right now that this is the only opportunity they've got to find the very best coins and they must make massive, massive gains. The chase of massive gains is what will cause you to get wrecked, because it's what's causing people to sell out of good solid projects right now and to go and try and accumulate coins that are seeing quick and easy pumps. Because when those quick and easy pumps come, they're often followed by kind of a longer period of just accumulation phase. And this is Veracity, again, a project I am bullish on longer term. But I wouldn't be allocating more than like 5 or 10% of your portfolio to coins outside of the top 50, if I'm honest. But really, guys, look at what's going on in the space. Other solid projects to pay attention to right now probably would be Quant, in my opinion as well. I like ICP, undervalued, and starting to accumulate slowly and gradually. But all you need to do is take a breather, calm down. You don't have to make all the money in the world by next week. If you do, then crypto is probably not the space for you. There's probably something else out there that's a better guarantee of money. But anytime I hear guaranteed 50x, 100x or whatever on a crypto that is way outside of the top 50 or way outside the top 100, you need to absolutely check yourself, guys, because you will get so wrecked trying to do this. And all you're going to end up doing in those particular coins, if they're going to go sideways, well, the big money is accumulating into the big coins and seeing those rally. And eventually you're going to be like, well, this coin's done nothing. And then you're going to go and buy into Solana when Solana's at like 50 or $100. It's going to have a nice pullback. And then you're going to be like, now I've got less money. Your aim right now is to get more money, but not in such an aggressive manner that you need to go and chase these massive potential gains, because they will come, but they're not going to come right now. Hope that makes sense. And you've also got lots of time. Go and do some research. Go and understand what some different things are. And this is what I would do. Go to an AI tool. This is using Claude, but you can use ChatGPT or whatever. If I was brand new to crypto, create a plan for me to learn about it from the point of view of an investor, where I have a 1 hour a day, make me a 2-week plan. Obviously, guys, the grammar and stuff in that is horrible, so don't judge me on that. But look, come down below. Here's a 2-week plan. Day 1, read a beginner's guide to cryptocurrency to understand the basics of how it works, the different types of coins, and why it has value. Spend 30 minutes. Day 2, learn about the most popular cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin. I would replace Litecoin with maybe a few others. Understand their key differences and use cases. Okay, and then you can go down through and you can say, and what you'll do as you're doing your little research, read a beginner's guide to cryptocurrency. Okay, make me a beginner's guide to crypto that takes me 30 minutes to understand. Okay, and you're like, oh, I'm too busy to do that. Fine, guys, okay, maybe you get 30 minutes less sleep or whatever it is. And I know there are people watching this are extremely busy. Okay, fine, not picking on anyone in particular, but how much do you want it, guys? How much are you willing to sacrifice to maybe become better at this? Here you are. Now I've got my 30-minute guide. What is crypto? Digital virtual cryptocurrencies, transactions, decentralization. What's decentralization? And you can just go down rabbit holes like this. Set yourself a timer for 30 minutes and then just go and follow guides like this. If you can ask the question, the answer is there. Don't just rely on the YouTuber, which I am, obviously, to give you information and regurgitate information all the time, because they might be wrong and they're going to give you their opinions. But, you know, it's important to have your own opinion, and don't just go and look for the hype coins and stuff that's going to promise you the kind of the gold. Because if you're more conservative with this, you're going to walk away with much more money than if you're going to be a full-blown DJ and just chasing the gains. Because eventually you'll lose it anyway, because you're just gambling. So hopefully that all makes a little bit of sense. If it does, and it's giving you at least a little bit of value, then hit the like button for me. If you're new to the channel and you want more real-life content, where I'm going to tell you more than perhaps anyone else is talking about right now, because I'm going to give you the psychology and all that good stuff and tell you how it is, then subscribe. And as well, guys, if you are holding cryptocurrency, then I highly recommend you do it on a hardware wallet. This is the one I use, which is a decent wallet, has a fingerprint scanner, which is fucking cool. Also, you can use Bluetooth and connect it to your iPhone or your Android device or whatever, which means you don't have to have a laptop and you don't have to plug it in via wire, which is extra secure. It holds over 3,000 different cryptocurrencies, and if you click the link down below, you'll get a discount exclusive to the House of Crypto. So a bit of a no-brainer. Don't hold loads of money on exchanges, guys, because lots of people were doing that with FTX. FTX collapsed, and no one knew FTX was going to collapse in the first place. So don't just assume that Binance or whatever it is too big to fail, because they can fail, and you never want to be left with absolutely nothing, because it will be heartbreaking, and I will be heartbroken for you, but a little less heartbroken now I've given you the advice on how to fix that. Thanks very much for watching, guys. I will see you tomorrow with another video. Bye-bye.